There's no denying that the USA is one of the most amazing countries to visit as a tourist. Diverse culture and hundreds of tourist attractions. What more could you ask for? But even though it offers some stunning destinations, people keep on visiting the same overrated destinations instead. That's because some of these places are wrongfully propped up on social media and don't really deserve the hype. In this video, we're about to explore some of the most overrated tourist destinations in the US. So stay with us till the end because we're here to save a whole lot of money. First up is the Statue of Liberty. Just stay as far away from it as you can. We know exactly what you're thinking. Why should we stay away from the Statue of Liberty? The lady is historic. As much history as the statue contains, it should only be seen from a distance. Don't make the mistake of taking the ferry ride and standing in long lines just to get up close to Lady Liberty. The views of the statue are stunning when seen from a distance. You can enjoy breathtaking views of the statue from Battery Park. Make sure to witness the beauty of the statue for free by taking a ride on the Staten Island Ferry. In addition to the Statue of Liberty, catch some stunning views of Brooklyn Heights, Governor's Island, and Lower Manhattan. Just put your time and effort into an adventure that is actually worth it. Next is Mount Rushmore. That monument in South Dakota with some faces on it is very famous in the States, and it's filled with greatness. Well, that's what people think, but in reality, it's the complete opposite of it when you're standing right under it. Wondering about the faces carved into that mountain? Who are these people? They're Theodore Roosevelt, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Thomas Jefferson. All of them were former presidents of the United States and made history with the country. What makes Mount Rushmore unworthy is that you'll have to travel to the middle of nowhere to take a look at that mountain. All that excitement just wears off in minutes because of how long the trip is, and also because the mountain is surprisingly much smaller in reality than it seems. It doesn't really add anything to the beauty of the already stunning Black Hills. Disappointing, isn't it? Instead, enjoy equally good views of the mountain from your car without much hassle from Iron Mountain Road. The spectacular 17-mile highway starts at Mount Rushmore and ends at Custer State Park. Next up is the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is historical because it's a symbol of America's independence. If we put its historical significance aside for a while, the Liberty Bell has been disheartening for tourists, especially school children, for hundreds of years. Imagine being told by your teachers, "Hey guys, we're going on a surprise trip today to see the Liberty Bell." For someone who's never seen the Liberty Bell before, it's exciting, but after finally getting to see it, you'll be amazed at how mediocre it is. It's true that the story of the bell is enthralling, but the mere act of seeing it is not. Another one on the list is the Hollywood sign. For most visitors who are traveling to Los Angeles, a photo with the infamous Hollywood sign in the background is necessary, or their trip would feel incomplete. Most people have it on their checklist. Thinking about being as close as you can to the sign for an Insta-worthy picture? Just don't. Battling it out with the chaotic traffic of the city for 2 to 4 hours, making your way through the many tourist buses, and a rather uneventful hike of the Beechwood Canyon isn't worth it. After all this mess, the sign will still be half a mile away, and that's the closest anyone can get to it. No more than that. We already feel exhausted by imagining all of it. Just visit the Griffith Observatory. It provides better views of the sign for an Insta-worthy picture. Next, the Quincy Market's hype isn't real. This market is one of the biggest market complexes built in the States. It has been around since the 19th century, but these days, this huge old historic building just looks like a giant food court filled with tourists at all times. We won't take anything away from the history of this market because it's a historical landmark in the States, but when tourists get there, it doesn't feel like it. All the locals avoid going there, and you will be missing out on a lot of fun by doing the same. Moving on to Times Square. The New York Times Square is the #1 spot on the list of all the tourists visiting New York. No doubt, it's a beautiful place to visit, especially at night, when all the giant billboards and LEDs light up and illuminate the whole area. It's the liveliest part of New York. It's full of amazing restaurants, museums, and bars to just sit down and have a good time with friends. What makes it unattractive and a waste of time is the huge number of locals and tourists who are always wandering around the place. Sometimes it's even hard to breathe. The best time to visit is at night when most of the tourists are inside the theaters to catch their shows. Next up is the Space Needle. The Space Needle is a trap, guys. After buying a ticket and waiting for ages in a line, there's a 41-second elevator ride to the top. All of this just to get a view of the city, which all the tourists can enjoy for free by visiting a nearby park. Just go to Cary Park and enjoy the breathtaking views that Seattle has to offer for free. To get the best out of the Space Needle experience, if you do go, have lunch or dinner there while at the top. Next, the Mall of America. The Mall of America is one of the biggest tourist attractions in the States because it is the largest mall in America. Located in Minnesota, the mall attracts more shoppers than any other mall in the country. The negative thing about the mall is that it's flooded with people at all times, which makes it hard for one to shop. Most people are just there to roam around. Orleans. The mall has many attractions, including rides and an aquarium, but it's really hard to enjoy these while being surrounded by hundreds of people. Moving on to the Hollywood's Walk of Fame. This particular stretch of Hollywood Boulevard is one of the most visited sites in the country. The only reason for that is that there are stars on the ground bearing the names of their favorite superstars inside of them. And that's it. There's nothing more to the place than this. It takes hours to complete the walk, and you'll get nothing out of it. The Four Corners. It's not as cool as it sounds. Obviously, it sounds fun to be present in New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah all at the same time. That's the reason why the Four Corners is a popular tourist destination. It's the only place in the whole country where 4 different states of America share a border. It sounds cooler than it actually is because it's located in the middle of nowhere, which means that there's little to no cell phone service and there are no other attractions nearby. After a while, you'll be wondering, why am I here? Next, New Orleans Bourbon Street. New Orleans is a beautiful place to visit in the United States, apart from Bourbon Street. We're warning you because you deserve better. This town offers some amazing food and world-class jazz. It oozes charm and culture. Bourbon Street does not do justice to the culture of New Orleans. The street is full of neon signs that are advertising cheap and tacky bars with overpriced drinks. To have a great time in New Orleans, consider visiting Jackson Square over Bourbon Street. Jackson Square contains the St. Louis Cathedral, the Louisiana State Museum, and the well-known City Hall. Lombard Street is made for you if you like being stuck in traffic. This 600-yard-long street is full of cars at all times, one every 10 seconds, waiting to go down the hilly road. The speed limit is only 5 miles an hour on this road, which makes sure that you'll definitely be staying there for a long time. Instead of taking a car ride down the road, take a walk down the street and enjoy some stunning views of North Beach and Coit Tower. Finally, the Empire State Building in New York. The last one on the list is New York's Empire State Building. The marble lobby of the building is beautiful and it possesses some beautiful views of the country. But to enjoy the views, you have to go through the security fencing. Also, it's always crowded with tourists and the tickets are really expensive. It isn't worth the hype. The cheaper and better option is by going to the top of the rock in Rockefeller Center because it's taller, offers more stunning views, and is spacious. And that's a wrap for this video. Is there any other destination that can be added to this list? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next one.